We understand that your company received billions of naira to secure the oil and gas pipelines and waterways between Lagos and Ogun State.
As I'm talking to you, we haven't got a dime from NNPC. For you to get a contract from NNPC, you have to register with the NNPC. The process of registration is about 3 million naira from beginning, before you got the contract. And when you are talking of process, apart from a registration, the process of submitting report, every week, we have to submit 3 reports. And submit some report, they will not take it by email. They will ask one of your men to bring it into Abuja so that they can cross-check. So for that 3 months, we send one or two of our men to Abuja twice. So we have, it's a contract. We are so confident about the NNPC is not a parastatal that you can doubt about funding. We know there's a mistake that delay our payment. In the beginning of the contract, they're supposed to pay us upfront, but there was a mistake from the former Minister of Petroleum when he took the document of the contract to the Mr. President. There's a content that he made a mistake. The President approved it that we should be paid, but when they got to the auditing department, they found that there's a mistake in the content. And it's not easy for any organization to involve in this kind of contract to survive for 3 months without being paid. We have to look for money, borrow some money to sustain our men because we brought them from different states. We couldn't limit it to Ogun and Lagos, which our own line passed through. So we have to bring some members who want to do the job from Ondo State, Ekiti State, Osun State. And some of them, we have to put them in some houses and give them some money to sustain themselves, at least to hit 2 meal, even not 3 square meal, so that they can survive in that job. And they will not have the mind of compromising through the criminal who induce them some money to commit a evil heart against what we are securing.
Mr. Gani Adams gives an expose on the activities of the vandals, whom he claims are top people in the society. He says a number of tankers fully loaded with petrol by vandals have been intercepted by his men during the period of the contract.
The job is highly tempting because the vandal is ready to give you millions for you to compromise. Even me, as the chairman of the company, 3 of their cartel approached me tactically. And I told them, what are you bringing? Do you know how long I have been in the struggle? Do you know how I sustain my image and integrity? How much will you give me to compromise and destroy what I have built for many years, more than 20 years? And I told them, if you come over again, I will make sure, I will inform the police, you will be arrested. We realize traditional institutions involved in these issues, but we try to pamper them because we don't want the job of security of vandals and offend our traditional institution. And we realize some prominent people in the community involved in this deal. But we thank God that we'll be able to manage the situation. Even the security, the neighbors, we are not happy with us because they believe that they have their own way, that our activities disturb them. But I couldn't mind because I believe that period of 3 months will not tarnish my image.
From our conversation, you claim to know some of the major leaders of cartel vandalizing and scooping Nigeria's resources from the pipelines. Have you made any effort to make the police know some of these people and apprehend them?
Well, in security, you don't divulge much every information you have in security. If Nigerian police divulge all the information you have in this country, the country will burn. Even Nigerian Army and SSS, sometimes you will manage a situation. By the time they approach you, you will scare them away. In as much, you haven't have an evidence of apprehending them doing it. Assuming that we have an evidence of apprehending them doing it, that would be another thing. In a situation, somebody come to your house and say, we have been in the line for a long time. We normally do this, and we normally buy in, say something that you realize that what you are saying Are you telling me that I should assist you to be doing what you are doing? So at the end, he can deny it. So, but I'm telling you, on 3 occasions, especially on Atlas Cove, they came when I was still living in Abuliado. And to the extent they were introducing business to me that I can do a mobile petrol station, petrol in kerosene, that my wife can handle that, they can bring some truck. I said, no, I'm not interested in that. I won't allow you to twist me to a business based on your illegal activities. So I'm telling you to know what we pass through. Most of them, they are dying and whining with some of our security, not all the security agencies. So when you write some petition sometime, you will see how our security agency will frustrate you if money pass or they rub their palms. So sometimes you have to be very careful. You look for more than enough evidence so that your lawyer will push on the issue. But when you don't have enough evidence, our security agents are so smart, they will turn you to the 90.
The illegal activities continues unabated, affecting the country's economy negatively, even as the price of crude continues to fall globally, leaving the nation's purse depleted. Perhaps providing the oil pipelines watertight security may not be the only problem staring the government in the face.
You can see vandalism in action. You can see it now.
Vandalism remains a threat to human survival. Drinking water is contaminated, while the spillages result in environmental degradation.
Government has failed also in the sense that, take for example the case of Ejibo, where we had the problem of the vandalism. I wouldn't call it vandalism. You know what happened there was that the community were trying to construct a culvert, and they did, right? They were trying to put up a culvert there, and they dug that place, and not even up to 2 feet, they saw the pipeline. They ruptured the pipeline, the pipes there, right? And that product now went through all the wells in the area. In that area, you see from the well water and from the well petroleum products. So the government we have in this country, the federal government, should have said, okay, you cannot build, you cannot even come closer to this area. There must be a radius where people cannot reach. But do we do that? No. The answer is no. And people will definitely take advantage. Even the foreigners took advantage. I mean, I don't know if you can remember about 5 years ago when some foreigners, some Chinese people were arrested. So, what is the federal government doing about this? What is the NNPC doing about this? There must be these measures you have to put in place to protect these pipelines and safeguard and protect the lives of people in that area. But the federal government should come up with a stringent policies on this. And law so that people will know that by the time you are caught with this act, maybe 25 years in jail or life imprisonment. You see, people will be scared of doing that tomorrow.
The government has cancelled the contract with like OPC at least, we know that. And I don't think it's a bright idea. I think the contract should have been left in place. Now, if you say that the sum, or if you felt that it was perhaps inflated or it was high, you could negotiate the terms of the contract. But outright cancellation is not very brilliant, because those problems are even just going to accelerate, because OPC has gone out and recruited a lot of boys along these lines, people who live in those neighborhoods, to man those things. Now you've cancelled the contract, So you're creating more people who are going to be angry. So even now, aside from just the economic benefit or the presumed economic benefit they'll get from breaching the security of the pipelines, now people have spite. Spite can drive people to do anything. So I think we have to be very careful about the things we do. There was a contract in place. The contract has a term. And if we are not happy with the sum, then let us, because somebody has to police those pipelines. Somebody has to. And we don't have enough policemen right now. Most of the policemen are guarding VIPs. They are not available to do the security work. There's increase in crime and robbery, kidnappings all over this country, requiring more police assets. So instead of having 2 million policemen, we have only 370,000 policemen in this country. So we are way below the number where we should be. And who else is going to do it? The soldiers are fighting in the Northeast and in 34 states as JTF troops, combating kidnappers and other violent criminals. So who is going to do it? So, I mean, what I'm trying to say is you have serious security problems in this country. And if we're able to get private security people like that, like OPC, and Niger Delta militants to monitor the private security companies like our good selves to monitor these pipelines, then that is good because we take the weight off the government agencies that are already overtaxed and underpaid and overworked.
There are controversies and questions about the submissions of most of these groups in oneness. And that's talking about the synergy, hierarchies in dealing with issues of pipeline security. What are your thoughts about this?
If there is rivalry, if there is competition, if there is bad blood, you cannot work synergistically. Because synergy is creating new energy from a combination of your energies. That is why terrorism is thriving also in this country. I mean, when I say terrorism, pipeline vandalism, I consider to be terrorism. I'm talking about pure terror. That's why pure terror, like Boko Haram, is thriving, because the agencies that are involved in combating Boko Haram are in competition rather than in collaboration or cooperation. They are not cooperating, they are fighting. Everybody wants to show himself up to the chief that they are the ones doing better. And that's very unfortunate. You know, it happens everywhere. It happened in the US. That's how they missed the 9/11. But since then, no more. You know, that's the thing. That's called a learning system. We need to learn from our mistakes.
Nigeria's crude oil production, including condensates and natural gas liquids, was estimated at an average of 1.9 million barrels per day in April 2015. This is a fall from what it used to be some years ago. Stabilizing the oil sector, restoring sanity to it, and securing the pipelines may remain a hard nut to crack by the government of the All Progressives Congress. Perhaps a much more proactiveness from the government may just be the solution.